Hi, this is Evan, and welcome to this No Limit email workshop for the month for all of us within No Limit Emails family. And I am hosted with Mr. Doug Halfpenny. If you hear somebody else's voice, it's Doug. And I thank you, Doug, for joining me on this and co-hosting with me. And it's a pleasure to have you with me. Uh, Today, I thought I'd do something a little bit more in-depth so you guys can actually see whole thing in one video instead of going through many videos to find this bit and that bit. As the newcomers, when you come to the No Limit emails, guys, this is the dashboard you're going to come back into after when you have your login in. And of course, you're not going to have some of the data that I have in here, as this system is called case email study that I personally been running as a normal user well over a year and still going strong. And we keep building the kind of our numbers, our contact numbers as time goes by. And essentially I reached basically a couple of million contacts within the system, and I have to kind of take a lot of it off and refine and re-clean it and re-upload some of them, and some of them I haven't uploaded yet. So I personally have quite a bit of kind of contacts still to upload to the system, but in general, so what you see in here is what you're gonna exactly get. And let's go ahead and just look at see what actually is inside No Limit email, that what we are kind of talking about all the time. So on your dashboard navigation, you have this navigation pane on your dashboard. Of course, you have a calendar. By the way, guys, I'm not going to click on the contacts, and I have lots of contacts in here, and people end up kind of screenshotting and spamming some of these emails. So you have the contacts. All your contacts will be here. And of course, you have a campaigns. You create you have a companies. If you are kind of company and you have sub companies, or your agency, you have a different companies that you're serving. So you add them into that particular part. And of course, in here, when you get in, you don't see any list. Do not worry. The list in here is called segment, with this little pie chart thing in here. And you create many of them as you want. You call them whatever you want as your list as a segment. And of course, you have the components, and then components are basically the most important part of this whole system. You get the asset that you could create and download. We will go through this. You have the forms to capture emails. You have a landing page. You can publish many as you like. And also you have dynamic content for your emails. And also when you create dynamic content and emails, you can use it as a page as well. So when you try to create a landing page, try to do the dynamic content for landing page, you have to do the little bit reverse. So you have to do your email before email as a dynamic content, that you basically get that code and stick it on a page and becomes your dynamic content. And of course, then you have automation and campaigns. We have lots of them. I will show you that. And we have the channels. When you obviously landing in here, you don't see the emails. Your emails are under the channel. And also in here, you have 4 different kind of elements. One is marketing message. Marketing message can be used 2 different ways. One, if you're a big company internally that you want to send individual teams and members, salespeople, reps, different messages, you can do that in here for you internally. For externally, of course, we're using emails, which is we set up and send lots of emails. And focus items basically is the page that you create, that you can make any pages your focus item, that when you send in emails, adds that link to your emails. And the social monitoring is extra little tool that you can social engineer contacts. And I will explain that also a little bit more in depth when we do a email. And of course, point system, you can give a point system to the leads that you have inside the system and the leads that you can capture with the system. So you can basically give them a point depending on the action and reaction to your emails. And stages, you can create stages for your email automations and create a different setup for different automations. Basically, if you're having a page that you want to roll in a student, or you want to enroll a new prospect and all that kinds of things, you can also set up many stages you like. Obviously, it just helps you better kind of do the workflow and automation, all that kind of stuff. Of course, reporting is, will go overall reporting, will show you basically your emails, your pages, your downloads, asset downloads, and all that kind of stuff in your reports. This is the basically your functioning navigation within the inside the autoresponder itself. And of course, we have a Jitsi conferencing tool that you can connect with your prospect or your students or your business partner instantly live, your own room within your system. If I click on that, I will be able to go live, but now I'm already live in 2-3 places. Let's just leave that alone as Sport Room is currently active, so we all know that works proper. So the next thing in here is by your name, and you have a little gear icon. You click on that, you get another navigation and well as the tools for you and your own setting. You have a themes, you can download the themes on your basically on your desktop, on your laptop, on your local, and you can re-edit those and re-upload it, and you can change things. And one thing just be aware of when you're downloading themes, make sure that you have all the elements like page, email, and form. And you can see here, some of them just emails, some of them just pages. So if you're doing a page, maybe the page outline or the frame will not allow you to show the form or do the email. So when you're downloading the theme that you're going to be using for your pages, for your emails and everything else, make sure that at least you got all these three elements, page, email, and form. You should be good to go. And of course, you can also basically use lots of different websites. Whatever you could get one, you could use that, and I will also show that to you guys in a moment. So within this setting in here, you have themes, you have categories, you can create categories. We're not going to click on configuration because it gives you sensitive data, but when you get it, you know when you click on that, just please do not change any setting that you get a machine with. Don't try to kind of like change anything. If you do, you end up probably not able to break the system or not able to send emails. And of course, give you the system information. You can add user if you have a VA that want to do the emails for you. You can add the user, give them roles, and you can create webhooks. And you also have this is kind of from Wettic better, but what we're interested in this custom field, that with the custom field, you can create your custom field forms to basically your liking. And of course, integration wise, the whole thing is kind of, as you can see, integrate with a lot of stuff. And, you know, long as you integrate it with somewhere that you have an API, if you can't do it, just reach out to us. We will help you to do that. And you can integrate with already, I think it's about around 700 different plugs and different places that you can connect to. Be it we are email autoresponder ourselves, but we also give you the options that you can connect, like something if you're using MailChimp or Zoho or any other CRMs, even Twilio, that you can really connect it to your own instance that we set up for you, you know, including say iContact or Salesforce, Sugar CRM, PipeDrive, Outlook, even your own Outlook, Gmail as well. By the way, it doesn't show up in here, but is also it's there. Like, so you can actually integrate any of this other services as well, including Amazon SES. If you have any of those accounts, you know, if you can't really connect it and you're on your WordPress, say, hey, I want to use this through my own site. How can you guys help me to do that? For WordPress, you literally just go to WordPress and download the plugin from Wettic and then ask us, like, we can integrate stuff for you and with you when you're there. So there is, and the custom fields, obviously, you know how to make a custom field. I can show you a little bit of that. So the custom field, this is the all available kind of pre-made tags that you can get. But if you can't see anything, literally you just create new and you create yourself whatever you want. You give a label, you give an object, you give it basically, even you can group stuff, you can basically make them default, or you can make them public or not public. It literally is up to you and how many you can create and what kind of data you want the form to show and what you want to collect from people. I mean, for us, essentially, it's just a couple of boxes with action, basically name and email, and obviously submit button. So, you know, the rest of it is, as you can see, through your social media and everything else, is all there already. So when you kind of get in this site, unless basically you know what you're doing, please do not change anything. And then when you try to integrate stuff, and make sure that kind of reach out to us. We are here to help you. So the marketplace, as you can see, is like there are a lot more. So there are 80 different kind of things in here that you can connect to your own instances that we are running. But literally what it is here, you don't need to do anything literally with this system that we give you, because whole machine is working when we give you. So do not change any settings, to just give you a friendly warning, kind of heads up. So when you go to the roles, obviously you can create the users, guys, and you can add users to your system. It's totally up to you, but make sure whoever you're adding to your accounts, they are trustworthy people, so they don't mess about with your business and your data. So we hardly recommend, do not add anybody to user as a role unless they are kind of your VA that you trust them to do so. Because we're not responsible for your system, guys. If somebody added in and steal your data, it's not us. So make sure that whoever you're adding to there, the person is be trusted person that you can set up and start going. So let's go ahead and start. So first thing first, when you're in your dashboard, and this system, basically the way it's set up, some of the actions that we have to build it from the ground up. So the first thing first, obviously you got to get your contacts in. When you get your contacts in, the next thing is literally create a email. The next thing is create either page or form. But in some cases, some users don't need any pages to create, any form to create. They just upload a bunch of contacts and want to create an email. And you can absolutely do that, and we'll show you in a moment how we do that. So the next thing is you go ahead and you create a segment to bring in your contact. When you're on a segment, you just, as you can see in here, I already have quite a few, but you just go and create new in here. And let's just do that. And then this one, we call it workshop demo live stream. Remember, this is the list. So this, you can call the list wherever you want to call it. By the way, my key's stuck in. Workshop demo live stream. Allies, I'm going to leave that alone. Filters, guys, you can do this in the stage, and ideal when you're collecting with the form that you can do this. But if you're going to just upload a list to send an email, at this stage you don't need to create any filters, so we're just going to leave that. Of course, we just right now we just want to leave this with an asterisk, red asterisk. That's the only fields we need to fill in. All right, so I'm just going to copy that for a second, because we're going to create page and email in the same name. So the public and non-public is very important. If you have a VA that you want them access to this list and send the email to, then you say segment is public, you say yes. But if it was just you using it, you just simply say no, so nobody else, but you can have access to it. Just leave that note, leave that note. And of course, preference center, like I mentioned before, the focus item, you could create a landing page. You could make that as this. So we'll kind of put a signature in for it comes like basically connects to that page, your emails. And of course, in here, and every time we create a segment, we want to publish it so the data can be saved on it, and we just basically save and close. And the categories, of course, you can create a new category in here, and let's just call it again, it's just same thing. And I'm just going to give it a little color. I'm going to save and close. Now whatever we published in here is going to use this category, and simple as that. You just save and close. Now we have that segment ready. And next thing to do is basically I'm just going to pull, go to contacts, and I pull the contacts in. When we are in that stage, I will show you the next bit. So let me just pull off the screen for a second. I don't want everybody to see my contacts. As soon as I click on it, it's going to show me a lot. So just a moment. I'm just clicking on the contacts. And the next thing I want to do is click on a import on the corner of it. And where it says new normally in here, I click on a contact, and by the contact you say import, and as you can see in here it says import CSV file. So you just basically choose a file from wherever you saved your CSV file, your contact, you click on upload. Just don't change anything in here. The way it is just fine. Everything's set up proper. So let me just actually try that and I get a file on so you guys can actually see the upload. Let me just get a smaller list. I don't want to take it forever, so to speak. Let me just get this one in here. Upload. So I got a CSV. As you see in here now, we are in the next stage of the import contacts. So I clicked on a CSV file. And in here, obviously, it gives me also the things. We got to make sure some of the fields matches in here. I just want, in this particular case, I just wanted the email to be matched. And here I choose my name. Please do not select NOLIMIT email support. So the segment, as you just saw, we're going to find that one we just created. Just a moment. Should be a workshop somewhere. Here. So in here, and then the tags, obviously you can't put a tag in. Obviously your tag could be the same thing. I mean, I could just basically paste it. My tag could be this. But tag later on you can play around. You can create many different tags for when the set up automation. And the one important thing in here, it says do not override value if it exists. So just keep that in note. So in case you had this particular list somewhere else. When you've done that, you just import. And as you can see, it's going to import 7,000 basically leads to our system, and we be ready to basically go ahead and send emails to this. So while we are in this page, I want to show you something else in here. So you can see, for example, I'm testing this. I have 20,000 contacts in here, and there are some spam emails, as you can in here. It says ignored and rejected or updated, as you can see some of them. The reject ones basically be the bad emails, and as you can see in here, we have this and we have this many bad emails. This is the actual spam filter that we internally running to collect this, and as you can see in here, we're testing a spam filter again. We uploaded a spammy 2,500 contacts, and the tool didn't allow anything go through. Is basically rejected every single one of them. So that's how strong the spam filter that we set up. And even you can see from very small batches, you can see a 74 being rejected. So in here you can see 400 being rejected. In here we uploaded 21,000 odd spam emails. We were not happy really with 2000, so we went up ahead and make it 20,000 odd. As you can see, is rejected every single one of them. So this is like literally to give you guys upper hand, as you can see in here also. So this are all are basically verified, clean, but literally is spam. But as you can see, it just rejects them. So that's the internal kind of tune up stuff that we do within the system in here, so you guys safely can do your emails. So when you done that, obviously you go back on your segment, by the way, that will upload. And when that is uploaded, normally, obviously imagine like thousands going to take a minute, like few minutes, you should have that all in. But I always import contacts with basically kind of in the background in case browser crash or something like that. But as soon as actually you hit upload, it reads the file, but then it organizes the file and then separates the spam, rejects the email, reads the contacts, verify the contacts automatically for you. So it's like all that has been taken care of, just like I showed you with the spam test a second ago. So the other part with this is now next thing to do is create an email. So let's go ahead and do that. And create an email is everything inside NOLIMIT emails is very similar and a very same structure that you can create pages or emails or forms. And we just go click new. And now we have two options. Obviously, we have a template that for automation and then template for instant broadcasts. This is one-time broadcast. And in our case, we can look at both. So if you select this form, obviously you got to have the form, and so you can automate this, or you have a segment that you can automate. Mainly we use this for the lead capture forms. Of course, you also can use it when you have the contacts already in your system. So if you want to automate some of your contacts, sending them email or set up a 365-day automation, you can do so. And I will show that also to you how we set up the automation in just a moment. So we're going to select this, and in here that we need to pay some attention. This is again at the beginning of our email, by the way. So I personally have just few the themes in here, the default ones, but as I showed you before, there's a lot of them in there. And also I'm going to show you that literally you could use any website out there as your own theme, and all you have to do is just get the outline design, and then you do your own content. So we're going to call this the same thing. We're going to call it internally same thing, but this is my subject line, by the way. But subject line obviously doesn't have to be this for you, okay? So you have to make decent subject line. Of course, you can use ChatGPT and whatnot, create. And as you can see in here, we're going to select that particular segment. That's what we created. And published, unpublished date, really at this stage, we don't really don't really care about that much, long as we leave this on a published. And of course, when you create an email, you don't really need a UTS tag or campaign source and all this kind of stuff. If you're running all automation, that you can basically use this part to do that. And as I mentioned before, the preference center, obviously, if you made a page, you can select it in here, and that becomes a part of this email when we send out. So when we done this particular part, just like when we are on this stage, obviously your language is important to you. And in this stage, we're just going to save it so we don't lose this particular part of the work. And here we just save. And then I can show you the builder. Before we show you the builder, and there are several things I also want to show you. So you go on advanced, and obviously you can do this from your name, from the address that you choose, replay email if you're using something else beside this that people can reply to you, and of course attachment and all that. You can do that in here. And of course, use owner as a mailer always, yes, and that's what you need to do. And if you want to kind of change the email who's going from, who can, where they can reply to you and all that, you can add different emails in here. If you already haven't got one, literally just leave this blank, just like I have internally. You'll get replays and all that. So when we done that, in my case, I mean, we're just going already selected blank, and of course you can select any of this themes in here, or you upload and activate the themes that already inside the thing. But I found it very useful just this blank theme one, and it gives you everything and it's flexibility. We just go build, and here is a little bit tricky. I will show you. As you can see now, I clicked on it, the format changed in here, but I want to email header be a little bit bigger, so I want to use this headline, but this particular part has a little bug. Basically you can't separate, and what I do is literally I just copy this not whole thing, but I just copy the actual head in here, this particular one, and then just drag a couple of elements in here, like as you can see the selection. And when I done that, I select this particular header to one of mine, and I just go back and delete the whole thing. Now when I mess around, this is not going to reformat, and I just push it right that. And now if I put a text box in here, I can click on it, edit, in this format at the top doesn't change. So normally the create an email, I normally have like this, about 3 or 4 of this like lined up. And of course, you put your content, and if you want an image, you can put an image in here. If you want a clickable image, you use the dynamic content to your clickable image, GIFs or videos. And of course, to do that, and it's pretty simple, guys. First of all, let's go ahead and just say something in here, just for you guys to kind of see when we complete the email. For example, we are testing no limit emails creator. Basically, that's the part. And then I'm going to show you something also interesting just a second. So let's say we got our headline, and underneath this box here, I'm gonna get one of our own videos to just show you. So you can embed a video. You go to your YouTube, but make sure that you actually have a embed. You have an embed kind of thing. We go share. We go embed. We select this whole thing. We copy, and we go back onto our builder. In this case, we're just going to drag a text, and we're going to embed this video where it says text. We just paste our code. At this stage, we're just going to leave it like that. When we're building, it will show up like this. And the next thing is in here, I'm going to show you that you can do a clickable images. So the clickable images, we're going to create a dynamic content, and we're just going in this one, double image in email. Obviously, when you've done this, you can also take this exact same dynamic content to fit your pages. So in here, we're just going to press enter. We go get an image, and we're going to browse image. Of course, you can link the images wherever you want. So this is your basically your email content. And as you all know, let's just get this NLE image, maybe a little bit too big. Let's basically, as you can see in here, the width is very big. We just let's make 500 and lock this, so you can actually make 500 by 500. And when we're done, it's quite big. So then his next things to do is a link. Obviously, this link could be anywhere, guys. I'm just going to use this YouTube link for it. So we click on a link, we add a link, and we set that up. And then here we're going to basically center it. So this way, now we've done that, and it's done. So Next part is obviously you want to always have the signature on the email. And as you all know, I kind of told you all before, you can use any of the emails that I'm sending. You can use my signature and just basically edit it to your own liking. And it's very, very kind of a standard kind of signature that I got in there that just literally tells Google that at least this email got a signature, and also like got the encouragement of buttons and tell people why they sign up. And my signature, I always have literally my Facebook kind of link to it and my image. I'm just going to show you in a second that you can actually see it. So let me just copy that. And obviously I'm going to create another section here. So we're going to bring our section a little bit just below this dynamic content. And this will be another text. You just drag it in and we paste our signature in here. Of course, after you edit it, after you build whole thing, whole email, you'll be ready. So let's just change this. Let's just say hello. Are you reading this email question? Right? Just our headline to basically say, basically our email is built. And then all we do, and don't get confused, guys. So when you're happy with it, with everything in here, so that is, you can basically close the X. But before I do that, I just want to show you. You go on this little pen icon, you click on it, it will give you a whole HTML code, and you get this in just a moment. I'm gonna get whole thing, and we just copy this for now, so I can show you just a moment, so we can use this as a page. So internally now this compiled, let me just actually save that on a note. All right, we got our code. Of course, we got this is email. We got to remove this for the page. We will remove this subscribe button when we do the page. So this is basically done. You just basically save and close. Now we have our email. We again exit. We save and close. And now we have the email ready. Now we got the preview URL. Let's just have a look at that. So first time when you're looking, please do not panic. So it's going to take a little bit of time till the basically system pull all the elements in here, that the video, the dynamic content and everything. So just give yourself a minute. And when you've done that, you go back on to this, your email that you set up, you click on edit, and you go to builder back, and you can see now, we can see the video. All you have to do is just literally now drag this a little bit, but still you cannot see the dynamic content, guys. Dynamic content is going to show when whole thing is kind of being compiled, and it will show us that clickable image in here. And if it didn't show, of course, you can go back and delete it and make another one. So if first time didn't work out. So you save and close. And now if we can go look at our email, you can see we have this, but we haven't got an image yet. So we'll still build the image. The image was quite big, guys. So the image should show up in here that you could click on the image as well as like your videos. So this is basically your creation of your email, as well as same format goes with the landing pages that you can create. So when it's come to the landing page, let's go on that so I can show you that. As you can see on your navigation bar, you have an asset, you have a form landing page. Before we go landing page, let's just kind of show you the asset, what's they about and what's the functions about. So the assets, you can literally upload a ebook or a business card, view or invitation or coupon that you can send to somebody, then instantly get downloaded on their own end. So let's have a look at on this particular one that I uploaded. So in here you can see I have a PDF. So it's just basically general PDF thing. So anybody, if I click on basically this link in here, um, and it's going to download basically, if I kind of just copy, I'm going to copy and paste this URL so you guys can see and see what happens. So as you can see now, instantly downloaded on my kind of system. So basically is a kind of delivery system that you can deliver your digital ebook if that's what you want, or a business card or an invitation or a coupon. So it works for that, and the size is 36 meg, guys, is big enough. As you just saw, I have a, I can go back on this and edit, guys. All you do is basically you drag your file in here, or you can go to local, or if that is you're hosting on a Dropbox somewhere else, you do it in here. Like you can put that URL in here and basically publish and save close. So it's not just your local alone, it also allows you to do it with a remote URL, that if you got a ebook somewhere or some sort of assets, you like information that you like the people to download directly the link from you, which is kind of secure link, and you upload. And then also gives you the preview in here what you uploaded. And if you are happy with it, guys, block search engines from indexing this file is the important, guys, unless it's ebook that you really kind of like selling. If you selling the inbox ebook in the public places, make sure that this is on yes, and then you can give yourself basically whatever title you created in here. Eventually Google gonna rank it, and when you publish pages and all that good stuff. So that's your asset. And then the forms is very simple and similar. Just let me show you again. So you go create a new, but in this case, instead of the standard form, let's use a campaign form. Again, just give yourself a name, guys, in here. Let me just basically get this name in here. At the top, workshop demo. Let's just give it workshop demo. Workshop demo. Remember, this name is only you're gonna see that is like there's like literally no one else gonna see this name. But I want to give you a little bit of kind of outline so you guys can see what you need to build. So the form, we don't want to disable in search engine. First of all, we're going to say no, so it doesn't disable. So in kiosk mode, of course, you can make it kiosk mode or not. That's really up to you. But one important part in here, you can choose some of your form themes in here. And let's choose a, I don't know. Let me choose a Mojave. I don't know what's look like. You can test them around. And this one does kind of stands out okay. I mean, of course, you can like just literally you have a choice what you want to which theme you want to use in here. So the field wise, we're going to add some fields, but at the moment we just got a submit button. So let's go and create few fields. First of all, we're going to create a email, and we call this one an email. Show label, not show label is up to you. You can switch off. It will not show the label, will still show the box. So email, and we're just going to add that. So now we have email and submit. And then the name, we're going to get a name on here. So for the name, you use the text, and the text we're going to call it first name. And then the contact, we're going to make sure it's called first name, and we add. So when we done that, now we have the first name and an email, and then it'll wrong way around, just drag it to the top. So now we have first name, email, and a submit button. Obviously, if you want to change things, you just go to attribute. You can create your own. You can stick a CSS code in here. If you have a form designed, you can do that in here. You can change your font and all that kind of stuff, guys. In this particular area, like every part gives you the edit. And of course, for the email, this this case, I want a validation. And validation message, verify you are a human, and tick the box, and we go update this. So if you want to double verification, as you can see now, it's turned an asterisk in here. So it's going to validate, they have to validate that. And the action for the form, we're going to make single action. We're going to send a user email. So that's why we can create, I'm just going to say my ebook sign up as an email. That's why we said you're going to create an email first. And we're going to do this one here. You can do the new, by the way, email sent to. I'm just going to do the existing email to just save you guys a little bit of time, and it's my name, and I'm just going to add this. So now we have actually form ready, and then when we kind of happy with it, literally we can categorize this if you want to. We save and close. So now we have this elements in here, form HTML and manual and automatic. Let's first look at manual, what's look like. So the manual, you get 2 pieces of code. It just explain everything in here. You need both of them in the same place in order for you for your form to work. So you copy this, and you also copy that. You paste it exactly where you want your form to be. This is a little bit too long, a little bit old-fashioned, guys. So I don't really use it. I highly recommend you not use it. It's just easier way. So the easier way for me is automatic. I can use either this particular snippet of Java code, or you can see that it says ID equal 19. So you can also use this ID number to actually embed this form in any pages that you create or any pages that are out there. So basically what we do, we get this code and you install basically wherever you want this form to show up. When you've done that, obviously you're ready to kind of capture. And to just give you a little bit of kind of head up, let me just open a new page in here, guys. So we can go back on this page we created. It probably pushed me all the way down. Where did it go? Did we create the page? Workshop? I'm sure we did. Where did it go? Where? Anyway, let's just go on this particular one. They're all same, guys. So let's go and edit. By the way, you can get back in and edit whatever you want. So let's go to builder. So as you can see, we built different things. The form shows up like this, guys. So we had a video on our page. Of course, we can make this forms a little bit more kind of nice. But remember, if you create a page, you can always get into this pages and edit, guys. So let's go ahead, actually drag a new section in here at the top. And in the section, I'm going to just, again, bring the text. And then we're just going to paste our code in here. And then basically we're going to exit and save and close. And then if we go and have a look at the page URL again, let's have a look. As you can see, CRC, our form is going to be there. So if we go back, actually re-edit this, we should see our form there. We go builder, and in here, as you can see, now we have the form. And then if we make it a little bit bigger, like so it shows up. And the ID part, you could just insert that ID equal 19 or just 19 and your title, whatever you call it, and it will bring that particular form up in here. So that's the other easy way that you can just create your form and put your title in here and your ID in here and choose place where you want to be and like create selection where you want to be, and this is what will happen, like, so you can easily add these things. So when we done that, and then let's go actually refresh this now. So now you can see the form show up in our page. Obviously, like, you just got to tune in a little bit so it looks like this a little bit more. So I don't want to keep wasting your times as of this demo, guys. So you know you can play around with the way you like it, the way you don't like it, stretch it. It's really up to you guys. You can always edit this, delete those. Just get it the way you like it. So as you can see in here, you can stretch this. Next time you go back and you can make it a little bit bigger. Obviously this form is a bit big. I didn't retune it, just like this one, as you can see, is hangs in. And if you don't want this kind of sidebar showing on your form, guys, you can really mess around with it and change that design element in here, and you don't have to have this. The reason that kind of comes in like this, just the way I set up this particular form, but if you are really making it big image like that, that particular part not going to show, and this particular part not going to show, and all that kind of stuff. So just stretch it much as you like so you can fill up the whole thing. When you're done with it, literally just exit. When you exit, save and close, and you should have whole thing working for you as a page, as a form that collect emails. So the dynamic content page, form, and assets, they all go together, and as well as your segment and obviously your emails in the channels. All right, so the campaign wise, let's go ahead and actually look at some campaign and how you do them, how you set them up. So let's go ahead and create a new campaign, guys. So this is all beginning a new campaign. Let's call this one as a workshop demo. By the way, as you can see, my key sticking when I'm pressing P doesn't work. So just give a name in here is compulsory. Allow contacts to restart the campaign, no. And you publish, yes, we're going to publish it, date and different times and whatever not. You can select them in here if you want to. But for us right now, we don't need to go through that stuff. We're just going to launch campaign. And when you launch campaign, it asks you two things. If you have a contact segments, you use that. If you have a form, you use that. If you select the form, if you created the form, they will all show up in here. You just select whatever form you want for this campaign to be activated for. But if you have the segment, like a context that you want to automate, then you basically choose one of the segments. So let's just use this. So for us, we're going to use segment. Now, this is beginning of your automation. And the list that we're going to use is 200, whatever it is. So what you do in here, you just click on that plus button. It pops up this 3 different kind of actions. Please do not get confused. This is very, very important part. So the first thing first, we want to make a action. So when somebody sign up to our form, we want to send them a simple either thank you email or welcome email. All right. So we're going to send them here basically send an email to the user. And then obviously, if you haven't got an email, you can create one in here. But I already have, like, I'm just going to select one, and this is going to be immediately. And we're going to select basically one of the email that I already built. So you get an idea. You got to make your email, you build your email first. And in this one, we're going to leave it as transactional. And just like that, we're going to leave it. Now we added that email. So the next part in here, we're going to click on this again, and we're going to create a condition. So if the contacts did not open, we're going to give him a basically a tag, so we can change them around. If they didn't open, what can we do? Like, can we resend a couple of more email to them or not? So we can do that. We're going to send the resend tag, and I'm also going to just say not read. So we can send them another one, and this is going to be at the relative time, one day after, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's just like some of those days, and then we can add this. Basically, what will happen, somebody come to this form, and we send them this email here, and they didn't read, and we're going to re-trigger that email in here, and we're going to send it. But if they read, they're going to come to this queue, and then in this queue, we're going to make a decision and we're going to make a condition in here. So we can make a condition first, and we're going to make sure that after this done that, we're going to change a contact segment. And we're going to say, and this one is change from this campaign next, right? Just an example. So you guys change this campaign to the next one, and then this will be immediate as soon as they opened it. And then we're going to change, say, basically send them a different segment. So when they are in this different segment, of course, now we know this people read this first email. And if they didn't read, we're going to respond again with this particular one. So we have two queues, two branches of the tree, so to speak. One is going to be refined. Obviously, when they read in here, we don't want to send them the exact same email as we did before. So therefore, we're going to change a segment and a campaign. So we're going to put them in a different segment, and we're going to send them a different kind of email in here. So when we are happy with that in this area, we're going to make an action in here. We're going to send them, of course, you can adjust content and also contacts and change contact stage, for example, delete content or jump to event or whatever you decided to do. But in our case, first of all, we're just going to, obviously, we already given them a tag. We're just going to send another email to this people. And this is going to be, again, it's just literally, we give a name, and then we're going to make sure that is going at the relevant period, and this is going to go, say, 3 days, and it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're going to send a second email to this person after they basically got through. So this is your automation. You can go on, you can do this almost forever, and you can refine, and you can refine, you can refine, you can refine. But in here, then we're going to make it another kind of action. And also we're going to make sure that push contact, push dynamic content, remove do not contact. So like after 3 attempts, then we can say remove this person from our list. All right, say, removed, and then we go immediately, and then obviously email, we're going to say remove. So it's basically after a few attempts of sending this email, they didn't open, and whoever's on that particular form who came in or in a segment, we're going to basically remove them from our list automatically. And also you can make an action and make a condition in here, make a decision. You can either change the segment or just totally remove them. I mean, I just totally remove them. If they're not interacting with you, no reason they be on your list, to be honest. So make sure that you follow this through. And of course, when you're setting up campaigns, if something didn't work, you can always reach out to us. We kind of jump on a live and talk to you guys. So when you've done this, literally you save and close, your work is saved, and you close your campaign, and your campaign is basically now is active the moment you start basically publishing the form. And the social monitor part of it is pretty interesting, because you can basically social engineer. And obviously I can't show you inside my contacts, guys, but what happens is when you send an email, and the email, the people who are in that list, if they have a social, if they have a social profile somewhere, the system will pull up the image, and say you sent an email to me and I was in that list, and you seen my social kind of pre-scenes, you know exact 1 hour, what hour that you send me that email, and you also know if I open that email or not. Guess what? You go back onto this person, you do a little bit of kind of social engineering, you look their feeds up, and you send them a message. Hey, um, I'm Evan. I send you email through the system, and I know you have opened my email. Why didn't you act? And I just want to know, how can I help you? Or if you didn't open my email, please can you go open my email? There is some good news there for you. Maybe be it in your spam folder and all that kind of stuff. Just basically kind of like social engineering a little bit more, but this time you actually have them on your list. You can actually contact them. So that particular part is very powerful when you apply it right. And I kind of tested quite a few times. It works really well. So you guys should test that particular feature. Obviously, when you have a lot of contacts, you're going to pull up a lot of social. And also, if you have any mentions in a Twitter, your brand had a mention, all that kind of stuff, also will pull that up for you as well. So obviously the report and tags is just like self-explanatory, and most system is work with tags as just like any other kind of tagging system, that you can change contacts and all that kind of stuff and move in places, put them in places. And the most exciting part is obviously the Jitsi conference. Let's try, guys. So as you can see, we are installed on this, and obviously all the user who has NOLIMIT email get this. You can literally click, and if I click in here, I'll also be live in there. Now I'm live in 3 places. There is no conflict, guys. And plus, Doug is actually live with me. He's just muted out normal record. So that is, you can see the whole thing is actually no problem. You can be live in many, many places. Doesn't conflict your own thing or your own system. Right now we are live there as well. So we leave that. So the important part is, guys, when you're starting with the system, and just do not get like literally overwhelmed, because there's so much to it. Just do this 3 steps, easy peasy. Like, just literally create a segment, give your list a name. Oops. If you don't see, the list is a segment, just like I showed you. And then of course you can upload your leads, just like I showed you, and you can create your emails, create your pages, embed your forms, just like I showed you in here. And basically everything is in here is meant to work and meant to do the basically business for us. And as you can see, the system has been going on quite a while. I've been sending quite a lot of emails, cold emails, and this is 100% cold emails within the system. So I know, personally, I know proof is in the pudding, so I have to test it myself. I don't, like all many of you, I'm also very skeptic about a lot of things till I actually see it myself, taste the pudding, so to speak. And this is basically what we're doing personally to show you and showcase you this particular cold email system. I'm just keep uploading leads, guys, testing some small numbers, some big numbers. Basically been going on, this particular system has been going on about a year and a bit, and we send quite a lot of emails, guys. There's a lot of emails in here. I have kind of removed a lot of them, deleted quite a lot. Some of the test ones, demo ones, and all that kind of stuff, I'm deleting. Like, for example, in here you don't see any read and all that. This is just some of the demos that I'm showing, just like very similar to this example what I'm kind of showing you guys. So eventually I will go back on the system and go back. Basically, as you can see in here, now we have 6,000 pending contacts on this. Obviously we're doing the demo, so if this was not demo, then we will click on this email. All right, you click send, and then here is going to process. If I send again, it's going to pop up orange button, and basically you end up sending this email to this contacts. So the send button is basically 2 actions, guys, for the email. You press send here, don't change anything in here, just leave it as it is, and you press send. When you press send like this, you'll have this button again, and make sure that you press the orange The orange sometimes say like no, but literally is yes in this case. So make sure that you press this again. It's just double verification that physically that as a person want to send this email out, not the robot, guys. This is what the second action is for. And basically you must kind of press the send in order that email go out. We had quite a few members just pressing the send, not pressing the cancel one on the other side. It doesn't send. So when you're happy, you keep sending your email, guys. That's basically what's going on in here. Of course, when you're not happy, and another thing, so because this is only one-time broadcast email, guys, when you try to get in and send this email again, system not going to allow you. And how can you send the same email 2 times or 3 times? Is very simple. Instead of having a one segment, guys, either you got to create a new email, that's one way, just copy and paste and create a new subject line. But if it's not, you literally go back on your segment and you just add another segment to the email you still can send. But if you want to send the same people, and the idea is basically and not allow people double sending within the minutes the same people so they don't get blocked. So literally it prevents your system getting blocked by basically Google inboxes, Yahoo inbox, or Hotmail, whatever not. So it's a safety parameter in there, but you can literally send many emails as you like, guys. But when it does that, as remember, this is one-time shout out or one-time broadcast is not an automation. Automation, you don't have to do any of this stuff. Automation, you set it up once, you forget about it, you just leave it there, let it run. And of course, you keep getting back and checking your statistics and all that kind of good stuff. So literally, this is what you need to do when you are ready. And of course, if I, as you saw, was 6,000, let's say add a little bit more contacts in here. Let's just add few so you guys can see what's the possible in here. Let me add a little bit bigger one. All right, let's just see. Let's do a bit more. All right, so if I save and close, and then if I press send, and now you can see we have 64,000 contacts to send emails to. So literally that's how you can also increase your numbers by multiple segments, or i.e. multiple lists in one go. So just basically to make it job easier for you. So when you get in there, oh, how do I send more people just because I haven't got it in one particular segment, guys? You can add multiple segments as just I kind of shown you here, that you could send many emails as you want. And if you are wanting adding more, literally you cancel, you go back on edit. And when you're on this edit page in here, you go on your segments, you just click on anywhere segment. Of course, if you have the leads, guys, if you have the leads, you can add them. Let me just add a few more. Let me just add a few more segments. And let's just add a few more. And then basically you save and close. And then when you go back onto the send, and now, as you can see, we're up to 80,000 contacts in here. You just press send and it'll start spewing out and sending those emails out. So overall, as a workshop, I hope this is very beneficial to you guys, especially the newcomers, also the people actually inside and kind of like wanted to know what's what and how much can we do with it. And I hope this has helped you all. And I'm grateful for everybody who's supporting us, guys. This is real. This is what happens. And literally, if I created a kind of proper email, now I could send it to 84,000 people with one click. And there's the magic button everybody's kind of talk about and never have. And we make it possible for all of us to have. And I hope you're enjoying the stream. And I hope I'm explaining very well to you guys. And as you know, there is so much things still talk about inside the system. And one thing I'd like to show you before we actually shut this down as a training, let's go back on the components. Let's go on a landing page. So let's say you're not technical, and let's say you've seen a website that does really look nice, Let's just get one website in here. Who can we get? Let's get a New York Times or something. Let's get a Guardian newspaper or something. All right, so Guardian.com. All right, Guardian it is. So as you can see, this is a massive website, but they have a design that I like, and I want to run a very similar website. Guess what? So view source. Obviously, some pages they will wherein you see they are running a little script. They don't allow you to get all the pages. So this is a big company, but as you can see in here, we are hiring, all right? So there is a little bit of code they put it in there, but don't worry. Let's just go get all of the code. CTRA, CTRC we copied. Now we're going to go back onto the NOLIMIT email. We're going to code the landing pages, and then we're going to create a new landing page. Let's just give a title in here. We are testing Guardians. All right, Guardians. By the way, I have a little bit issue with my keyboards. It's not me not just misspelling all the time, but let me just do that. So just leave like this, and then we're going to publish it, and we're going to see the magic happening. Let's just save and close this first. So we have a page right now. Obviously, we can't do anything with it. It's just very public URLs look like this. All right. So let's go back on it and let's go edit. So we go on a builder. We're going to click on this pen icon. By the way, I got so many open, so maybe this instance I should not save it. Let me try another one. So let's just make a new one, guys. Just a sec, but you get an idea in here. So let's go back on the components. Let's go landing pages. Let me just close some of these things. Yes, leave. As you can see, we can embed lots of things in here. So let's go new page. Before even the title, we go to the builder. We're going to click on this code. And we're just going to replace this code here with our code what we got. Save. Now you're going to close this. Obviously, it's still building a little bit. It's a big website. Remember this. Whole idea is we're not going to steal their content. Whole idea is really to get the design, the layout, and of course it will tell us wait for a while. And this does this because richly site is massive, so much data there, and it will bring almost 99% of it to you, so you can basically use any website out there as your own. And when this does this, please just say wait, give it time a little bit. It takes a while, but you get an idea, guys. You literally could nick any website design out there by just doing what I'm showing you here. You know, like eliminate. This will happen, guys, when his websites are massive, but if it's just small, say you capture pages or whatever, no. As you can see, now we have whole website that we can edit, and we have the HTML and CSS. Of course, we can do whatever we want with this website. So even visually, you can see turned everything to the visual editor. So you can go in a bits and edit and delete whatever you want and create your own thing from existing stuff. So as you can see the power of this. So you can use this for the pages. You can use this for the emails, guys. Emails is just a similar thing. You can do it both ways. By the way, you can see it's just huge website, like still pulling in. But as you can see on this website, we cannot really do anything. You know, yes, we can maybe copy image or click on image, but now we can actually, if we are doing the gig for the website gig for somebody, guys, and you want to instantly change and give them file to install, this is it without getting into the kind of system, you can use a system that we have in here. You redesign and send them back, obviously. This is basically allows us to create lots of good websites and as well as good capture pages. So this is very powerful, guys. And obviously you can do with many other editors, but really just this is just like the next level, so to speak. So I mean, we are not condoning that you kind of go and steal the content. That's not an idea here. The idea is to get the outline, the design, so you can make yours exactly like them. So obviously, you're not going to be a guardian pushing all this content every few minutes, but you get an idea like how they design is working. So you can basically use already made and working kind of, say, design elements of the website. So I think we are almost closing to the end. Obviously, I showed you how to do the form. I showed you how to do the page. I showed you how to embed stuff. I showed you how to steal websites from there to make your own. And also, I showed you kind of do your email with your automation and everything. I hope I packed it in quick as possible to not take much of your times, guys. And it's been a great pleasure to have Doug with me as well and helping me to record on his end and giving me support. And as you all know, Doug has been one of our main family members from get-go, and we personally love him. I personally love Doug. So that being said, guys, the workshop is ended, but if anybody still want to come and hang out in our sports room, me and Doug will still be there and have a chat after we stop recording. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there and wishing you all happy, great weekend and good success with your emails, guys. Keep sending those emails. Thanks for watching. Till Sunday night stream, guys. Goodbye for now.